Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Thought I'd show you a lactose-free chocolate recipe that my friend gave me, and I've tweaked a little bit to our own tastes. And it's great for if you've got somebody in your family who loves chocolatey flavoured things but can't eat the actual lactose that's involved. It's got honey in it instead of sugar as well, so that might be good if you're trying to avoid too much sugar in its refined form. Still a lot of glucose in honey. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. I haven't seen this since I bought it, organic cacao from Aldi. It was really cheap. Perhaps they got rid of all of their stock and now they've realised that cacao's gone up a lot in price. But anyway, there's a good old Cadbury cocoa, that's also a great option. I'm not sure how Dutch cocoa would go in this recipe. That's up to you what kind of cocoa you use. So you can add different things. You can add vanilla essence. I'll put the recipe in the description, and I'll put the vanilla version that doesn't have peanuts in it. So if you're avoiding peanuts, that's also a good option. Some people add dried fruit, or whatever you like to add as your flavouring or your extra things. I've actually done a rum and raisin version, but I'm still trying to work out how to make that work. But again, that won't be for everybody. So let's start with our ingredients. I like to minimise washing up, so if you really wanted to do that, you can make this in the microwave, but today I'm going to do it on the stove because that's possibly how a lot of people would want to do it. So, coconut oil, depending upon the time of the year, it might be liquid or it might not be. We've got 113 grams, so I've got this on my scale, zeroed my scale, so that we won't be counting the little bowl here. Just need the coconut oil weight. Coconut oil is really good for you. I'm sure you can Google that for yourself. But yes, in summer, of course, coconut oil is basically liquid. In warmer weather, you may live somewhere where it's always liquid. So I've been filling with the ingredients and trying to make it so that it's not so liquid when we get to that time of the year, without it going to mush in the warmer weather. Just be aware that could be an issue, perhaps. Gives you a nice dark chocolate. Nice dark chocolate feel to everything. It's almost on the bitter side of things because it's just got honey. So I did actually decrease a little bit of the cocoa amount here. So I've got 50 grams. Originally it was 70, but it's so expensive if you don't find a bargain somewhere. Alright, honey, we have 70 grams. Let's put this in here. Making a mess already. My hubby loves to cook and he rolls his eyes sometimes because I'm pretty sure I'm what is called a messy cook. So for the honey, because the amounts don't have to be exactly exact, I'm actually going to measure it into the saucepan because then I don't lose some in the bowl that I'm using to measure out. Okay, so that's zeroed again. 70 grams of honey. This may be a challenge because it's a cooler day today. I could have warmed this in the microwave, but I really don't like plastics and microwaves, especially together. There we go, 70 grams. And I've made a mess on that. That's fun. Alrighty, more to clean up later, but that's okay. I'll go back to the scale again. So I've got my handy dandy spatula, and that'll be fine for the peanut butter that's next. Right. I'm using crunchy peanut butter. It's funny, I asked my son if my grandson likes crunchy peanut butter, and he said, oh, it's all he's ever had. He was 2 years old at the time. yes, so it gives you little crunchy bits, obviously, in your chocolate. This is quite a lot. I'm still messing around with the quantities. I've got 80 grams on here. So I'll put the imperial measurements for those of you in the US and all the little islands around the US that also do imperial measurements. Alright, and a couple other places in the world, I think. But yeah, most of the world is metric. When I looked it up recently, I thought, oh, wow, that's good to know. Awesome. So there we go. On to the next bit to warm all of those through, and then we'll put them in our ice cube containers. These are quite large, and I find they're quite good because, quite large for ice anyway. They're quite good because the only part we're going to use is that. So you get nice chocolatey shaped things without having to pay quite a lot of money for a chocolate mould. I looked around a lot and I saw these and I thought, well, these will do. I'll see you at the stove. I just thought I'd show you this early stage. Isn't that amazing? Honey, peanut butter, cocoa. Yes, so what we're doing is making sure it's all emulsified and you can't really see the ingredients separately. The honey tends to fall to the bottom, so just make sure that it doesn't burn. Keep it on a very low heat and yeah, wait until it's all come together. You can see that's a big piece of coconut oil, and once that melts, we'll be pretty close to finishing this task. So yeah, I'll check back in with you when that happens. It's actually quite a quick process. Everything's melted. The honey doesn't feel like it's sticking on the bottom. It's also why I use a spatula in this, because you can easily scrape down the sides so you don't lose any of your ingredients. I mean, look at that sheen. Look at that beautiful pattern. Anyway, wrapped up in all of these things, you can see that it's really only the little bits of peanut that are in there. I've turned this off now, otherwise it might be getting overheated. But yes, the little peanuts are there, otherwise everything else is all mixed in. So I'll see you at the next bit. Now, this is kind of one of the tricky parts. I get a spoon that's sort of as big as I can, and it's going to be messy. Let me know if there's a way that you can do this without making a whole lot of mess. So what I'm doing is scooping up the little peanut bits from the bottom of the saucepan, and with a spatula, obviously trying not to make too much mess. If I feel like there are enough peanuts in the base, I'll just get some of the mixture from the top of the saucepan, and yeah, just keep going like that. After this, I'll put them in the freezer, and probably keep them there as much as I can. This is pretty hot in the saucepan. I don't know if it would stay as hot if you had something in the microwave, if you're melting it that way, but I find that the saucepan keeps it warm enough to be able to finish putting everything out into the little trays. If you don't want to put it in the freezer, you don't have to. It will eventually cool, unless you have a really hot climate at the moment. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having fun in the garden and wherever else you're homesteading. See you next time.